we're going to be making some sautéed baby octopus. So to begin, everyone's always freaked out about baby octopus, and I think it's something that is so tasty and everyone should know how to make, at least make the basic octopus. So when you buy it from the seafood market, it still has its little hood on, its head, and it's got its tentacles. And what you want to do is to remove the beak first, okay? And the beak is situated right in the middle of his tentacles. And so what you need to do is get a firm grip on each side and really peel it open. And what happens is the beak will actually just pop out. And all you do is remove that, pop it away, and then what we're going to do is just leave it and keep on doing the rest. So I've got about 300 grams of octopus here, and that's a nice size for a starter for 2 to 3 people. We'll just grab those beaks out. And sometimes they'll come and they're actually cut in half already, and which is fine. You don't even have to worry about the beaks. But when they're full, when all the legs are in full motion, and you know what, if you're actually getting that out and you are really strong and you actually break it, then it doesn't matter, you just keep on going. But these ones are nice and, they're a bit tough actually. And so what we're going to do, the next process that I'm going to show you is actually how to make them tender. Because if we said, okay, right now we've got the beaks out, we're going to cook it straight away, when you sit down and eat it at the table, it's going to be really tough and quite hideous and chewy. So what we need to do is we need to take out that the toughness, and by doing that, by tenderizing it, we're going to be having a pot of boiling water on, and we're going to add some lemon juice, some acid to break down the tendons, and we're going to pour that on really quickly. And once we've tenderized it, then we're going to make a beautiful potato and chili and olive sauce to go with it, a sauté to go with it. Okay, so what we need to do is just quickly get our prep ready. You want to have everything all ready to go once that's cooked, and it will take literally 5 minutes to just whip up. So all we're going to do is we're going to cut the tomatoes into a rough dice. It doesn't have to be any certain particular way. Just cut it into a really nice rough dice, and that's going to help also create a sauce for our octopus. And 1 tomato, so 300 grams, 1 tomato, 1 large potato, which I've already cooked off. We've got over here, it's been boiled. All I've done is just boiled it, and they're nice and tender, ready to go, because it really is a very quick dish. Our olives, just make sure the seeds are out. And the best way to do that, I find, is just press it down, press my thumb down and pull out the olive. It doesn't have to be neat and tidy and look all fabulous, because it's going to be sautéed, and we want all those flavours to really combine together to make one great dish. This is a really good dish for the barbecue, if you're having friends over. If you want to, you can actually do the marinate, the tenderizing, and then just leave it for a day, and then throw it on the barbecue and just pour pesto over it or something. It's a very handy tool to know. And we're just about done. Okay, so our olives are ready, our tomatoes ready, and we need some onion in there. Just cut it about, what's that, a couple of centimetres, 5 centimetres? Because we want to have a nice crunch in there when we're cooking. So 2 scallions will be heaps, green onions. Okay, I can hear my water's boiling. So what I'm going to do, I've got my octopus in here, and I'm going to squeeze in half a lemon. Actually, I'm going to squeeze it in the pot of water. That's going to make it much easier. Squeeze the juice in, and then just throw the lemon in, okay? We'll do both. It's a small lemon. If you've got a large lemon, just do half a lemon. And what we're going to do is pour half of the water over the octopus, and we're going to let it sit for about 60 seconds, no longer. If you just leave it there and sit for 3 or 4 minutes, then you're going to absolutely annihilate it. So now that's boiling. I'm going to pour it in. And what I want to do is I want that lemon bit to actually fall in there. And see, as you can see, the octopus is starting to curl up. It's starting to react with the heat. I'm just going to leave that for about 60 seconds. Really, I'm leaving it until I can see it's all really nice and tight. which it is. It's looking good. That's about 60 seconds. Okay, now I'm going to strain this off. Strain all the water off, and it's important that the octopus sits in this colander, okay? Because we're going to tip the remaining water over it. So we're going to tip more water inside. And we want to do it slowly for another few minutes just to reactivate that octopus. So we don't want to cook it entirely, we just want to take out that toughness. And that's why we strain it over the net. So that's still cooking, but it's not sitting in it, so it's not stewing in it. Because we want to saute it, then if we stewed it, then it just falls to pieces, and we want it to be still a little bit chewy, but not over the top. All right, so we just let that cool before we make our sauce. Okay, so our octopus has cooled down. So what we do now is we're just going to cut it into bite-sized pieces. There's nothing worse than having a piece of octopus that's the size of your hand. So what I usually do is cut it in half or in quarters. It just depends. So these ones are quite a bit big, so I'm going to just cut it into quarter-sized pieces. And because some of them are already cut in half, then you just cut those in half. And what you're looking for is, because we're putting it with the potato, we want it to be around about the same size. You don't want to have a massive piece of octopus and a tiny piece of potato. So always think about that when you're cooking. You want your ingredients to match. You want them to be around the same size. As you can see, 300 grams of octopus can go a long way, especially when you're adding bits and pieces to it. All right, so we've got our octopus here and our potato, and all I want to do is make sure your pan is really, really hot, okay? Because we want to get an instant heat, we want to get instant colour. If it's on a medium heat, then we're just not going to get that really nice brownness from it. So once that's really hot, we're going to put in our olive oil. And you can tell when it's hot because your olive oil starts to walk all over the pan and it really opens up and you can smell it. We pop in our octopus, and that's exactly what you want to hear. You want to hear that sizzle. And our potato. And don't do anything to it, just leave it, because I really want it to brown up on the bottom. If I start turning it and tossing it now, I'm going to lose all that colour, okay? What you can do is add some salt and pepper. That's a good pinch, because you want to really bring out the flavour. All right, that's sounding really good. That's exactly what I want it to sound like. All right. We'll just give it a little bit of a flick to see how we're going. And we're browning up nicely. That's why it's really important to have all your ingredients cut and ready to go when you're at this stage, because if you haven't cut any of these, then you're going to waste a lot of time. So have it all ready to go, and then literally it's 5 minutes to the table. And what I'm looking for now is I just want colour on it. So as soon as I start adding all my other ingredients, the dish is going to take literally 30 seconds and it's going to be ready. Okay, so now you have your octopus and your potato really nice and browned. It's looking delicious. You want to eat it. Now we put our flavourings in. So we've got some thinly sliced garlic, just one slice of garlic. I'm going to pop that in. A good pinch of chili flakes, extra pinch. And we're going to put some olives in, some Kalamata olives. I really like that saltiness. We'll just give that a bit of a toss. And as soon as you can start smelling the garlic, that's when you need to add your chopped tomato. All right. Those flavours are coming together. We're just going to let that saute just for maybe 2 minutes, just to break down that tomato a bit so it's more of a sauce. Coating the potato as well. And we're going to add our spring onion. And we're going to finish it with a good squeeze of lemon juice. Okay, fantastic, and it's ready. So what we want to do is serve it up. As you can see, you can get 4 starters out of this really easily. And there you have some beautiful sautéed baby octopus with some potato, olives, chilli, and a hint of lemon to finish it off. Enjoy.